I'm honoured to make these closing remarks to the presentations from Region 3 for the Madrid Affordable Housing Activation, May 2022. I am Alan Kong, Co-Director of the UIA Architecture for All Work Program and Co-Chair of Indigenous Architecture Design Victoria. I speak to you today from the unceded lands of the Wathaurong, the First Nations of the southern part of the state of Victoria, Australia. It is customary for us to acknowledge the First Nations custodians of countries throughout Australia and recognise their continuing connection to land, waters, seas and skies, and pay our respects to them and to their elders, past, present and emerging. I also reiterate the objectives of the UIA and Architecture for All Work program, which are to encourage and promote equal access to the built environment, to remove barriers that create segregation, and to achieve sustainable buildings and places which are friendly, accessible and understandable to everyone. To also share knowledge of good practice and innovation in accessible and inclusive design, to work towards UN's Sustainable Goal 11, cities and human settlements that are inclusive, safe, resilient and sustainable. Affordable Housing Activations Madrid identifies several barriers to housing affordability: mismatch, ownership and tenure, policies and regulation, financing and social sustainability. It is extremely important that we've heard the variety of issues that Region 3 have identified. I congratulate all of the presenters from Region 3 who have been led by Region 3 Director Cecilia Lever, President of the Universal Accessibility Committee, Architect College of Chile, AG, and Christine France, representative in Chile of the UIA Architecture for All Work program, Region 3, and Vice Chair of the Universal Accessibility Committee, Architect College of Chile, AG. Recapping the three sessions of the presentations, 11th of May, Vanessa Zadell, Architect Peru, presented Ronald McDonald's House and introduced by Architect Enrique Alfredo Bonilla de Tola, Director de Carrera de Arquitectura Universidad de Lima. Followed by Eduardo Schumas, Architect Argentina, on the analysis of cost between accessible and non-accessible housing and its relationship, introduced by Architect Dario Lopez, President de la Sociedad Central de Arquitectos. The next day we have Eduardo Alvarez, Architect Uruguay, on technical standardization as universal support of architecture for all. Example of good practice in Uruguay: custom functional adaptation and convertibility, introduced by Architect Teresa Amarillo, Instituto Uruguayo de Normas Técnicas. Followed by Carlos Fons and Benjamin Ortiz, Architects Mexico. Environmental Quality Index, the assessment of the environment by statistical inference involving the architecture profession and the use of statistical information and identification of public problems, introduced by Eric Alan Baron Lopez, Subdirector de Cerrolo, Regional Sustentable Consejo Nacional de Publicación. On the last day, Sandra Esparza, Architect, Ecuador, Parks and Homes, a symbiosis of well-being, good practice examples, introduced by Architect Fernando Carrion, Docente Investigador, Velasco, Ecuador, followed by Christine France, Architect Chile, the study of technical solutions in universal accessibility for social housing, introduced by Architect Silva Arroyos, Ministerio de Vivienda Urbanismo, Chile. And finally, Ron Wickham, Architect Canada, introduced by myself, Alan Kong. Again, congratulations to Region 3 for the extremely valuable and useful presentation that is not only for Region 3, but hold clear lessons for everyone who has responsibilities to procure housing. Thank you.